I'm back! I'm so proud of myself for sitting down and doing this video. Let me just say, Auzerais, I'm proud of you for sitting down and doing this video. $15,000 blondies. Okay, so, we're gonna do this fast because that camera is gonna fall and it costs too much. And I am here to share with you guys how I am adjusting. Hi guys, I am here at Allie's house and we are shooting today for the holidays. Such a crazy past few weeks, but I am super thankful. I can't afford to do that, then you probably shouldn't start doing this in the first place. 4 points. Ooh, succinct. I like it. We were just talking about how vlogs are so much work. Again, today I'm shooting. We're on the wait list. I cannot stress that enough. Everything that we drop goes to our email list first, and then it goes to Instagram and Facebook. So you have to get your product in front of people who don't care whether you're sad or hurt if they don't like it. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hey, I'm back guys. Thank you so much for being patient and for 1,000 subscribers. I am super excited about it and I'm just gonna jump right in because we know what you guys came here for, right? Okay, so a little backstory on how I got my product into Bloomingdales and soon to be Macys. So where do we start? So I got my product into Bloomingdales through a series of events. So I don't remember which book it was, but I read a book or possibly an Instagram post on go to where your customers are, right? So I have been eyeing Bloomingdales for a while and I saw that one of my favorite designers, her brand is called Fille Noel, was going to be doing a pop-up for their carousel collection for, I think it was Lion King. And I RSVP'd for the event. It was at the Bloomingdales on 59th Street in New York. I RSVP'd for the event and I went and I brought samples with the intention of speaking to her about how she got her product into Bloomingdales. Well, I got there and she was like super busy. So I was like, okay. At the time I had, I just remembered, because I have notes, but I just remembered at the time, and it's similar to actually what I'm doing now, is I had dedicated myself to pushing myself outside my boundaries, or outside my comfort zone, I should say. So when I saw she was busy, it would have been very easy for me to either wait around and kind of like see if she would free up or just leave. But I remembered that in order to get to where I'm going, I need to go outside my comfort zone. So I asked someone, hey, who's in charge of this event? Turns out, the person I asked, we're standing right in front of the person who's in charge of the event. He's like, oh, let me check and see if she's available. And then he turns around and he walks like 4 feet and is like, hey, this girl's here. I don't know what he said, it was loud. And then she comes over and she introduces herself, and she's the store, I don't know what her exact title was at the time, but she managed the events that would happen in store. So we meet, I'm shaking. I'm like, hi, my name's Auzerais. I have blondies, I make them. And I'm like shaking. I didn't have like the packaging I have now. I had the black box, but there was no sleeve. My card was like tucked underneath my little ribbon. And she's like, okay, like, thank you so much. I'll try them out. and get back to you if we want to move forward. So I'm like, okay. And I walked out of there honestly like so proud of myself, because even if she wouldn't have called me, like I was so proud that I pushed myself beyond what I would have normally done. So I was into doing the opposites of what my mind says. And I do that, I'm doing that now too, is like, instead of going with like what my second voice says, go with the first voice. And I'm not gonna even say I'm crazy, because I feel like we all have that. So go with your first voice. That's what I was dedicated to. And then I remember I was in class the next day. I was taking a course at Columbia, and she followed me on Instagram. She hadn't even emailed me yet. She just followed me on Instagram. And I was excited. Like I remember like when we had a break in class, because I was in class with other entrepreneurs, I was like, guess what guys? This lady followed me and she's from Bloomingdales. And yeah, I was so excited. Like I was so excited. And I don't think she ever emailed me. She just followed me on Instagram. So I believe that event was like on a Thursday or Friday. So I think I waited until Monday to email her and say like, hey, how are the blondies? Because she must have gave me her card or something. Or maybe I looked her up. I don't know. I may have looked her up and like found her email somehow, because I don't remember having her card. Did I? I don't know. Okay, sorry guys. My card died and the camera started falling. It was just a mess. I was saying that she did not email me. I don't think I emailed her until Monday. Either way, she got back to me and said that I could come and hand out samples and do a demo at the 59th Street location. But I could not sell anything because I was not a vendor. So I believe that was in July of 2019. That was in July of 2019. We scheduled the pop-up for September 14th from 2 to 4, and I did the demo and I handed out samples. After that, it was kind of radio silence. So what I did was I started calling the other Bloomingdales that I wanted to pop up at. So I called Short Hills, San Francisco, Palo Alto, and Valley Fair. So between September 14th up until March of 2020, I popped up at Bloomingdales, Short Hills, San Francisco, Palo Alto, and Valley Fair. And I just called the stores and said, hey, I just did a pop-up at the 59th Street location. Can I come do one at yours? And they said yes. And the good thing is that since the 59th Street is their flagship location, all the other locations I could sell at. For whatever reason, whatever rules they have around it, I could sell at the other locations. I hope I'm not getting anyone in trouble by saying this, but I'm pretty sure the people know by now. But yeah, so I did that, and actually right before, like right as COVID hit, I think it was March 8th, I did a pop-up to open the Valley Fair location in California. So the reason why I did Bloomingdale's in California was because I wanted to branch out for one, but also I was going back home for the holidays. So it just made sense for me to do something while I was home. I'm from the Bay Area, if you guys did not know that. So yeah, so after March, I had a whole tour scheduled with Bloomingdale's. I was gonna go to most of their top selling locations and do pop-ups where I could sell my product. And for Mother's Day actually, and Father's Day, I was gonna be in Southern California. Obviously that got canceled because of COVID, and around that time I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I relied on pop-ups for gaining new customers. Like I had my Instagram, but it was very, very slow. I may have had like 1,000 followers or something like that, which is, you know, significant when you're first starting out, but it wasn't enough to sustain the business. I was still transferring money from my personal account into the business account. So I was very nervous. I didn't know what I was gonna do. So I actually started reaching out to all of my contacts at Bloomingdales saying, hey, like, I want to be on the website. Can you put me in touch with a buyer? And I had been asking this the entire time, but I think in June, I was really serious about it. So I was finally connected with a buyer, and I remember I had a pop-up actually at WeWork the same day that we scheduled the call. That's actually when I met my friend Rashiba, because I popped up at her building, and she didn't know any of this at the time, but I was like, hey, I have a really important phone call, and I know I just got here and I'm supposed to only be here for like 2 hours, but can you please watch my booth as I go take this call? So she's like, yeah, sure, go. And I went in the booth, I took the call, and I offered to send the buyer samples, obviously, and we started our relationship from there. So, I mean, it was a year and a half before I got connected with a buyer so that I could be on Bloomingdales.com. I never wanted to be on their shelves. I don't want blondies to ever be on anyone's shelves, because that would mean I would have to make it shelf stable, meaning I would have to do some things to my product that it doesn't align with my vision for my product. So I'm very happy to only be drop shipping. We do pretty well with them. And soon we're gonna be on Macys.com too. And that's the only 2 sites that I have been willing to drop ship with. A lot have reached out, but I really feel like they took a chance on me very early, right? So Bloomingdale's took a chance on me very early in my career. And we had a natural relationship. And I feel like with business relationships, we tend to forget the relationship part of things. So I don't know if you guys know, but Bloomingdales and Macys are the same company. Macys owns Bloomingdales. So when they reached out, it was just like, sure, like they didn't need anything extra from me. I'm already set up in their system as a vendor. And then there's this whole EDI system. So basically it's a way that like big box stores give you purchase orders, and you in return give them the tracking number and send them an invoice for it. It's called EDI. It was a very long and complicated process, and because I didn't understand it, maybe that's why, but it is very helpful, because when their orders just appear in my ship station. So yeah, that's how I got into Bloomingdales. I hope that inspires you guys to go after and chase what you really want, and be persistent and willing to put yourself outside of your comfort zone. I don't think that they would have ever reached out to me, because they have so many other food brands on their site. They have no reason to ever really reach out to me, but I wanted them, so I went after them. So yeah, I hope that inspires you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much again for 1,000 subscribers. It definitely makes me feel like I'm continuing to walk in my purpose, and yes, thank you.